your history, and it's quite extensive. You've been with the Sounders longer than I've been alive, so that is true. At a certain point in Seattle, if you wanted any sort of soccer gear, jersey, that the Schmetzer Sporthaus was the place to go.
It's ending up being a sad story, but it was a good story for many, many years. It was able to provide the American dream. My dad was at the top amateur level over in Germany. I was a machinist by trade. He wanted to be involved in soccer, and he was an entrepreneur. So they started this business, and this business lasted for since 1975.
Our league is still young, but this club has a different history that predates most in the current top flight.
In '74, my family, we would go and watch the games down at Memorial Stadium. I remember going to those games on Sunday afternoons in Seattle. It was a big crowd, and the sun would come around, and there was people outdoors, and there was this new sport. So that was the kind of first taste I had about it. Probably the best memory, though, one of my friends had a birthday party, and I don't know how this happened, but one of my parents got some Sounders to come to our birthday party. We're playing against the guys that we'd watch on a Saturday afternoon, and that was so cool. And that was some of the small details that generation of Sounders in the 70s. I think a lot of that work it's the result of what they did. I mean, we get 45,000 people in the stadium. I can bet you there's thousands that say, I remember I was at the games in Memorial Stadium. We've had 40 plus years of growth where other markets have only had, 20.
Atlanta United has come into the league in a big way.
Some of our business office guys are a little upset about that, okay. So they're going to work hard this next year to, make sure it doesn't stay like that.
Well, what is the next step for this club as far as its growth?
The business people have a 10-year plan that was going to coincide with 26 and hopefully the World Cup being here. And it was to enrich lives through soccer, to create moments, and really be a community asset, providing opportunities for young soccer players to be their best. Moments like, winning their first MLS Cup, being at that first game in '09. Moments where people really have those touch points that last with you through a lifetime. Just make sure we do right by the fans that have supported us since '74.
I remember sitting in Colorado last year. Afterwards at the podium in the press conference, you got a little bit emotional talking about the fans.
I'm very proud of this franchise. The fans deserve that. They deserve it.
You've been on these teams, you think of the team, the locker room, this family. Why did they come to mind?
Well, it's because of the birthday party story. I think the relationship between the fans and the players of this club is special. They're part of it. They're part of what we do. Why wouldn't we be appreciative of what they do and what they bring every game?
When you see a city like Seattle and the support of the Sounders, is that, you think, the future of fan bases in this country? Do you think it's an anomaly? Do you think, what is your thought?
To me, this is the model for soccer in this country. I mean, everyone always compares the United States to England, and not favorably for the most part. It's always, oh, Europe's better, England's better, there's more history. But Seattle's the one place that you can point to and say, hey, we may not have 100 years, but you look back 40, 50, 60 years, there's a lot of people still here who helped grow the sport in the area. And then you have this whole new class of players. You get a little bit of everything, but it does feel different. It's entrenched in the culture, it's entrenched in the history here. It should be to a place where you can't be a Seattle sports fan and not be a Sounders fan. And I feel like that's the way it is now.